Greetings, Haven civilians. I am a Freedom Guard soldier, and I have came here to answer some questions that you had. First question: why do some Freedom Guard soldiers still prefer Baron Praxis over Torn and Ashland? Personally, I always liked Torn better, but the reason most of us guards, preferred Baron Praxis is for that Baron Praxis was just a great leader. Overall, a great man. He was a strong-built man that could speak and could convince anyone to do anything for him. Let's just say his sword at his side was impressive, and to see him use it in battle was even more impressive. He also had a way to get things done. When he was in charge, the city was great. Everything seemed to be going fine. The only thing I had to worry about was whether my bet at the race was gonna go sour or not. I mean, just look at this man. He sacrificed half his face for our city. He's just a strong leader. It'd be an honor to fight by his side. As for Ashland, I like Ashland, but I like Ashland for bed. Look at her. There's not a fighting potential. She's no Baron Praxis. She doesn't have the strength and power of Baron Praxis to be able to gather people up and lead them into battle. That's her problem. I have no doubt she's a good warrior, but just her looks is not fighting that I'm thinking of when I see her. And then as for Torn, personally, I always liked Torn. He seemed to kind of like a badass character that lurks in the shadows and takes out his enemies before they ever even become enemies. But the problem with him and most of the guard is Baron Praxis spent hundreds of dollars putting advertisements out against the underground that most of us older Krimzon Guards don't trust the new underground people. We just, after you seeing all these things, makes you like, I don't know about you. And then also he's kind of creepy with how he waves his dagger around in your face. Yeah, his dagger is kind of cool, but I don't really want to follow the guy that is throwing the daggers around. Also, under the rule of those two, Haven City lost against the Metalheads. We lost most of our city already. We're fighting for survival. Under Baron Praxis, this never happened. Under Baron Praxis, we thrived. We walked around like kings, with nothing to worry about. Our walls were guarded. We had men to spare. Now we are struggling to live. We are struggling to fight them off. I know Torn will get us to do this, but still, what if Baron Praxis was around? Maybe this. Okay, so question 2. What happened to all our Hellcats and cruisers? Why do we have to all walk on foot now? What happened to our factories? The day we lost the palace, we also lost the factories. The factories for the KG bots and the factory for the Hellcats. The KG bots moved up to the sky with a new leader. The Hellcats, although in the next events, Torn and Ashland would try to retake the Hellcat factory, all attacks were unsuccessful. We were pushed back. The Hellcats we had, most of them we had to ground for our fuel supply. We were getting it from outside the city. We just couldn't send the extra men outside the protected areas. They just weren't safe from the metalheads. So without fuel, without new Hellcats being produced, we had to resort to ground fighting on foot. Okay, question 3. What do us Freedom Guards feel about Dark Jack and Jack and just speaking about roam the city as if we can just tolerate these monsters? Alright. Well, we feel. Say they're both a savior and destroyer. We need them. Without them, even Baron Praxis fell to the core. And once he was banished. Hey, what's going on here? Hey, no, stop hitting me with the gun. Mike, leave me alone. I'm trying to do a video. No, you can't be part of my video. Leave me alone. Okay, now where was I? Back to Dark Jack. And Jack. They saved us. And when he was banished, and the city got worse, I knew we needed him back. And that's Jack. Dark Jack? I can't even describe. I mean, I knew what it was going to be like. I saw pictures. But when I saw the real thing, it was like something I've never seen before. It's like a monster of... Really, as long as it doesn't hurt me, I'm fine with it. Because it's what gives Jack his power, I guess. And we need Jack. I guess he's back to die with us. Some fools believe that because they fought longer and with more battles than the better ones, they're more experienced, and they think Jack is just a kid, and Dark Jack is just a monster, but that's something to be pushed aside. Other fools think Torn, or even the great Baron Praxis, could have gotten us through, but no, I still think it's Jack. He killed Core. But hey, guess that's just how it goes. The killer of Core. I mean, if he can kill the leader of the Metalheads, then it's him that can push them out. No matter if he's dark. In my book, as long as he doesn't hurt me, he can stay. And F the council and their dumb orders. Okay, now on to question number 4. Where did all the orbs go? Well, where did all the precursor orbs go? That is a very interesting question. I heard a legend once that there were many precursor orbs scattered throughout the land, that people actually traded like power cells for them. That before Heaven City, that precursor orbs were actually everywhere. And then, this legend goes that Mar used a lot of them to help create his creations. Until his super cannon at the end of it, near the end of his life, that he was going to use. Apparently, it used hundreds and hundreds of precursor orbs to fund and to make it. In the end, the cannon never fired, but the orbs were used. Knowing Mars' son, the story goes that Mars' son then, knowing that not being able to figure out how to use the cannon, decided to use the last of the remaining orbs to scatter them and to hide them so that no person could get their hands on the cannon. For Mars' son believed that the cannon was too powerful, that it would fall into the wrong hands, and the wrong hands would do bad things with it and end civilization before the Metalheads did. So that's how. Oh, that's just a rumor I heard. Another rumor I heard was that somehow the precursors are still using their orbs to do something, that maybe they're set, maybe like scouts or some kind of, I don't know, maybe they just recalled them or something, I don't know. There's a lot going on, wars and Metalheads, that a few orbs most people don't even bother to even check out anymore. They just get forgotten about, lost in time, eventually get buried by desert, lost in sewers, that kind of stuff. Fade into darkness, as it consumes everything, just fade away into myth and legend. On a more happy note, question number 5. How do we guards use the bathroom? Yes, this is a legit question. It is quite true. We do have a flap right down near where we use the bathroom at, and we do use the bathroom in a normal way. Yeah. I actually have an embarrassing story about that once, but that's for a different story. Okay, now question number 6. Can us Freedom League guards be funny? Well, okay, I actually do have a pretty good joke. It's actually, it's gonna blow you away. It's actually really funny. Alright? So, you know Pokemon, right? Everyone does. Anyway. So, what is Eevee's favorite time of day? The evening. Say, best joke ever. I am definitely. All our Freedom League guards have this. We are hilarious. Just let you know. Question number 7. Do the Krimzon Guards, now Freedom League guards, ever venture out into the wasteland? Back when Damus was king, there were some of us guards that served under him that would venture out into the wasteland with him to look for artifacts or something. But look at this place. Since then, no one goes out there. Why would we go out there? We have a nice city, well, before it was attacked by metalheads, but it's a city with walls and not some barren, sandy wasteland. And it's called the wasteland for a reason. I'm not voluntarily going out there. Only on missions from upper command do I ever have to set foot on that disgusting piece of dirt. Question number 8. Why did UR-86 turn to racing after he was decommissioned from being a killer deathbot? Well, that's actually an interesting question. Well, UR-86 was actually one of the first deathbots from Baron Praxis' reign, and not from the city in the factory in the sky. Back in Jak 2, if you remember, racing was the biggest sport, and the deathbots had a secondary function actually to be racers. And when he was decommissioned from being a killer deathbot, automatically his secondary function came in. Why more racers didn't turn to racing is because most of the Baron Praxis reign deathbots were destroyed. Most of them were newer from the factory in the sky. Okay, now question number 9. What is my favorite couple from the Jak and Daxter series? Well, since I started playing Jak and Daxter way back when, there was only one person I liked. So that one person, I'm gonna have to go with me, is my favorite couple. Yeah. I had a crush on her since the series started. Therefore, my favorite couple is Kira and me. And question 10. What is my favorite video game besides Jak and Daxter? Games? There are no games. Get out in the real world. It's called The Sun. But no, seriously. Well, my favorite video game, other than Jak and Daxter, would probably be for the PlayStation 2 called The Bard's Tale. It is kind of like an older version, like Dragon Age or Mass Effect, kind of has elements of it. It's about a bard that goes on an adventure to save a princess, but he's really only doing it for the sex, and it's really a funny game. Like, the entire thing is full of laughs. Really, I haven't played a more comical game than The Bard's Tale. And that would be my favorite game other than Jak and Daxter. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for asking all these great questions. That is it. So, I guess now we're gonna roll in with the chances. See you guys later. Roll in with the chances.